Hello, my friends, Legacy Wealth creators. I want to share a thought that came into my mind today while I was depositing a check from a client, and I am going to call it investing with a purpose. So I know I shouldn't be going to the bank to deposit a check, but this client had sent me a check for my business, and part of keeping record keeping for my business is having a proof of the check being deposited. So anyway, while I was at the counter, there was a printout slip, and you know what? Guess what? I was tempted. I yielded to the temptation of flipping that printout, and lo and behold, I saw that the printout had an indication that the account had $23,240.23. And guess what went through my mind? What does this person do? You know, how much does he or she earn? What type of a car does this person drive? And the big question was, why does he or she have a large sum of money in their account? And you know what, I have to confess, I do not have or keep such a large amount in my account because of some secrets that I have learned, and I will share with you. Anyway, it also reminded me that the Lotto Max jackpot last night was $70 million, and I always try to imagine what I would do if I get such a large sum of money. 70 million, it would take you 191 years to run out of the money if you spend, $1 million. You know what? It will take you a very long time to run out of that money. And you know what? People have become bankrupt after winning large sums of money. I mean, you can Google how many people have won jackpots and lost everything. There is a guy in Virginia. I don't want to mention his name. You Google it. He won $314 million, and he spent all that money. He gave, and he ran out of money. His life turned into a turmoil, and he thought that he was cursed because his wife left him, his house burned down, he ran afoul with the law, he lost his daughter and granddaughter to drugs, and he died at an age of 72. So, it reminded me of Proverbs 13:11, and it says, "Whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." So, what does that mean? It means that we are called to be stewards of God's resources. The money that we make, time, and even the influence. Okay? So, we should lead in stewarding God's resources, so that we can motivate others towards that goal. And that's what I want to do. I want to help motivate you so that you have a vision and a passion of where you want to reach as a destination of your investing journey. And you know what? We are called to educate ourselves and to lead our families so that we can develop a financial vision for our families. And how do we do that? Now, if the parents are not equipped on how to develop financially, it will be difficult for them to equip their children. And so what I would like us to think about is, even with the money that we have, okay, we've got to have a mindset that we need to grow this money. Okay, so we have to educate ourselves so that we can motivate and inspire our family members so that they can learn how to invest. Really, we have to develop a good system that can produce good results, and hopefully that we can finally have the right strategies to help increase our financial well-being. And that includes not having more than 23,000 in a savings account that only probably makes 0.5% interest. Now, if you grow your finances, you will be having sufficient money that you can actually strategize to leave an inheritance for your children's children. Proverbs 13:22 says, a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. And you can't do that unless you learn how to grow your assets up to some point where those assets can be transferred to the next generation without you living a life of poverty. So Deuteronomy 8:18 says, remember the Lord your God, for he is the one who gives you the ability to produce wealth. So as a man of faith, I believe that God has given us the ability, okay? All of us have the ability to produce wealth, okay? And wealth is a gift, and it's a responsibility from God. And so what you need to do is to tap into that ability that God has given you and take the resources that you have and invest wisely. And that's the reason why I have created the school group, because what I want us to do is to educate ourselves, learn the things that we were not taught in school, so that we can teach our children and our children's children, have a system that they can follow, a blueprint that they can follow, so that they can succeed. And you know what? Somebody said that success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. So if we learn the practice of learning how to invest and have that discipline and practice it when we earn our money, eventually we will reach the point that you say you are successful. And they mentioned that formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. So remember, you can't change your direction overnight, but you can change No, you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. You can decide that from today henceforth, I am going to learn how I can improve my family's finances, how I can invest, how I can improve myself, how I can change my mindset. And hopefully you will invest in a way that will steward the resources that God has given you, so that it can benefit you and your children and your children's children, and you can leave a legacy for the next generation. And also, you can have enough resources that you can use to further the mission that God has given you on this earth. God bless you.